On October 8, 2025, at exactly 1:13 p.m., the U.S. debt clock dropped this secret image right here, totaled repo, and that is exactly what is happening right now. This wasn't just some update. This was the signal. This was the flipping in real time. The timestamp 1:13, Q post 1:13, Snow White, Godfather 3, Speed. In other words, buckle up, Buttercup, because shit is about to get real. And this right here was the first visible sign that everything is starting to happen. Because the day before that image dropped, on October 7th, the Federal Reserve Bank of New York executed a reverse repo worth $4.622 billion in Treasury securities. What that means in layman terms is that the Fed is borrowing money overnight just to stay alive. Think about it this way. It's equivalent to like if the heart monitor was to flatline. This right here with the Fed's final breath, and with the Treasury coming in with the first step in repossessing the system. The Treasury night represents that repossession. That right there with the moment that the U.S. Treasury started reclaiming control from the private Federal Reserve banking cartel that was established in 1913. On one side, we have a century worth of debt. On the other side, a sovereign future. With the caption Ponzi scheme dollar, justice, and it says it all. And now it is confirmed that the Federal Reserve financial system announced that FedNow powers instant U.S. Treasury digital payouts. That means that the U.S. Treasury has direct payment rails, the ability to send digital payments directly to citizens bypassing the middleman. This right here is the infrastructure for the new system. The Treasury now has the rails, and soon the people will have the access. Shout out to the TDBN community. Check out this clip right here.
I think that they will be laser focused on the new technologies, and just like with the credit card companies, I think that new payment rails will exist, and I think we have to make sure that it's open for everybody.
The Treasury Secretary is telling us their next move. Make sure you go check out the full video. Meanwhile, the IRS furloughed nearly half of its workforce. So during this whole entire government shutdown, the agencies that are responsible for feeding this old debt machine are all paused. At the same time that the Treasury gained digital control, the IRS loses manpower. That's not coincidental. That right there is a transition. The old system is quietly being dismantled while the new one is quietly rising right now. The recaptured ownership image above explains it best. On the left side, the Ponzi scheme dollar, the debt-based system that is ran by banks. And on the right side, the U.S.A. sovereign wealth reserve, where each citizen can own a share of America. The bridge between the two worlds are being built all through the Treasury rails. And here is where the Silver Warrior comes in. They represent America, you all, the real value, where we're going back to sound asset-backed money. As you can notice in this system reset image, the Silver Warrior holds the key to the vault. And above him, the ticker shows the silver price spiking and then all of a sudden suspended. That's not random, you all. That right there is discovery mode. The moment that the truth replaces all this manipulation. Just look at the data, you all. Silver just broke above $50 for the first time since 1980, breaking out of a 45-year cup and handle formation. Something that you all have to keep in mind is that if something breaks above its all-time high and is able to hold support above that level, it goes into what's called price discovery mode, and we don't know where the ceiling is at on this one. And silver is entering that phase right now. The silver breakout image represents the fall of the old empire. This corrupt financial temple is being torn down right in front of your very eyes. The sword reads 8-to-1 ratio, the crime of 1873. That was when silver was demonetized and given control to the central bankers. But this moment is in reverse. Let's go ahead and look ahead on October 13th, 2025. The Federal Marshal raided the Federal Reserve building in New York City in search of looted U.S.A. gold. And with everything with the government going on, I don't think that they're bluffing, you all. All this fraud and manipulation is being exposed, and justice is coming for the money changers. That's why the 113 timestamp matters. Q post 113 asks, who controls the media? Who controls the money? And now we're about to see that control shift back to transparency, to truth, to accountability, ultimately back to we the people. And this is where we're headed, you all. A new U.S.A. Treasury dollar, a debt-free, asset-backed, transparent, verifiable, 100% owned by we the people. It gains value over time, being backed by real-world assets such as gold, silver, copper, energy, production, and much more. But here's the truth, you all. No one is just going to hand us $176 trillion worth of hidden wealth. They give us the breadcrumb for all of these years so that we, the people, can tap into it. Join me tomorrow over on X at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as we discuss how we are going to tap into this $176 trillion worth of hidden wealth shown on the U.S. debt clock. Because if enough of us demand it and our voices unite, they will have no choice but to tap into it and release it to us. But it ultimately comes down to if, we, the people, want it.